Hey everybody, welcome to the stream today, Thursday, August 5th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in southeastern North Carolina. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me okay. I know you saw me earlier in the stream, but funny story, I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. So, if you're here, say hello in the comments. I saw a couple comments coming in the pre-roll, so we'll come over to the comments in a little bit and we'll say hey, but let me know where you're from, what your weather's like, things like that. And today, what I want to talk to you guys about is upgrading the Synology DS920 Plus to an unsupported RAM. We're going to go up to 20 gig, and now Synology says you can only go up to 8. So we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. But for now, let me jump over to the comments and see who's here. Hey Ferris, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Happy Thursday to you as well. I know, Joe, you were here and you have a work call, so I hope your work call goes well, but thank you for popping in to say hello, buddy. Keith O'Shea, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you here. From Ireland. Wow, that's cool. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here, Keith. Hey, Jeremy. Hello from Michigan. Looking forward to the upgrade and your thoughts on improved performance. Yes. So we're going to see if the upgrade actually works. Like I said, Synology thinks it's only going to max out at 8, but there are a couple of YouTubers out there that I've seen take it up to at least 20, unsupported, obviously. And if you do run into a problem running an unsupported configuration, obviously Synology is probably not going to assist you. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to give that a shot. Good morning, Bob, from Burnaby, BC, Canada. Thank you for being here, Bob. I appreciate it. And Controlling Tech, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you popping in. Like I said, I hope your work call goes well, and we'll probably chat later on. It's okay, just blame it on technology. No, you know what, Ferris? I blame it on myself. There are no egos here, right? I do stupid things all the time. In fact, I'm going to tell you a couple before we get into the actual chat. Like I said, no egos here. Thanks, Bob. 5x5 looks good. Appreciate that. Hello, Ashley. Looks good and sounds great. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you being here. We got a 5x5 from Ferris. Hey, Michael. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you being here. Ferris, you're from Queensville, Ontario. Okay. I know you've been in quite a few of my streams, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Good morning, Zach. Thank you for being here. Welcome. And Michael says, happy Thursday from Texas. Yes, happy Thursday to all of you. Okay, so I said that I kind of sometimes do silly things. I just got the HyperDeck a few months ago. Actually, hold on one second. I just need to mute the headphone audio on the ATEM because I hear it kicking back to me a little bit here. Just bear with me. There we go. Okay, so speaking of muting the audio on the ATEM, and I mentioned that I got my HyperDeck about a month or so ago. This is probably going to be the first stream that I'm actually going to use. I put together a little bit of some pre-roll not pre-roll footage, but some auto roll footage that I'm going to share with you later on in the stream. But I was testing it out the other day and I could not get the audio to work. I just, for whatever reason, I just could not get it to work. And I was starting to get frustrated. And then I took the footage and I exported it, trying it in a couple of different codecs and even played with the sampling rate on the audio. And I couldn't get it to work, right? So at that one point, instead of getting more frustrated, I decided to give Joe Trelli a call. Actually, I reached out to him and he called me back. Because I know he's been using this stuff a lot longer than I have. And I was like, hey, buddy, tell me something. And I explained to him and I told him exactly all the troubleshooting steps that I tried. And he says to me, he goes, I'm going to ask you a really simple question. I'm like, okay. He says, did you turn on the audio input on the ATEM that you have the hyperdeck pumped into? And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, what a buffoon. I started laughing out loud. He heard me, he was hysterical, and that was it. So yeah, I do that kind of stuff all the time. And the funny thing is, when I go out on a call, if I'm doing a service call for a customer, and it's like, say, a connectivity problem or some, whatever the case may be, the first thing I do is all the basic troubleshooting, checking all the cables and this, that, and the other thing. But yet for myself, instead of going and looking at the obvious or looking for the obvious, I'm starting to like troubleshoot at a little bit of a higher level, and it was just driving me crazy. So there you go. So does it surprise me that I had this whole pre-roll plan and I was on screen? No, that's Tony. But anyway, that's that. I'm sure the comments are, let's see what we got going here. Where did we leave off? So Ashley says, phone a friend. There you go. Absolutely. Howdy, Unky Joe. Eating lunch at a client's site. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your day during your personal time to come in and say, hey. Yeah, yep. I love it though. But like I said to you, what you see is what you get. I am not trying to be, you know, anything else other than Tony. So, and Bob says, we've all done things like that. Sometimes the simplest things are the quick answer, but we overlook it. Absolutely. And Unky Joe says, howdy, pretty lady. Yes. Okay. Before we get into everything, just another cute story. And it's the first time I've actually been out. So I just want to tell this story in a year and a half. Last week, we went to Charlotte, North Carolina. A buddy of mine and his 2 kids. Now his kids are grown up, but we're all big professional wrestling fans. I know, easy in the comments. But we took a road trip to Charlotte. From us, that's about 3.5 hours. And we stayed overnight and we went to see AEW Dynamite, the live show, last Wednesday at the Bojangles Coliseum. And I have to say, it's the first time I've been out in that large of a venue with that many people around me. And I did wear my mask and I am vaccinated, but like I said, first time in a year and a half, and I was just like, okay, it's kind of a little freaky feeling. But anyway, we had a great time. AEW did a great show, 5 hours worth of wrestling. It was awesome, but neither here or there. I'm online. Here's what I wanted to share with you guys. I'm online at the concession stand, and long line, people in front of me, people behind me. And I hear a few guys chatting behind me, and one guy was really pissed off and frustrated. And he, you know, I'll keep it clean, I'll keep it PG or G rated, but I want you to use your imagination. He was carrying on to his buddies about the fact that he's been to every concession stand in the arena, and all he wants is chicken. And none of the stands carried it. So now here we are online, and someone from the front of the line hears him too, beyond me, and yells back to him and says, well, buddy, you're out of luck here because this concession doesn't have it either. And he just went ballistic. And he's like, again, use your imagination. He says, I can't believe that a bleeping arena named after a bleeping chicken doesn't sell bleeping chicken. And I don't know why. Maybe because it was just hot in the arena and there were so many people around converged upon each other. That just struck me funny, and I just laughed out loud. I guess you had to be there. But anyway, a little tidbit of what I wanted to cover. Let's go back to the comments and see if anybody else rolled in or at least has anything else to say. Let's go where we left off there. Okay, so Unky Joe is waiting on AT&T to install 1 gig fiber here. Nice. Is that the client, Unky Joe, that you did the most recent day in the life of video? Bob Carpenter says, so dinner and breakfast too before that happens. Hey, Ferris, yes, I appreciate that. Yes, everybody, smash the like button. It does help. You know, it just kind of gets the content out to more viewers. YouTube loves the feedback, and it does help us as creators, so I do appreciate that. So, thank you, Ferris. Okay. I do want to talk about Blackmagic's Designs announcement last week. Now, this channel is not really a live streaming broadcast type channel, but being a tech channel, I would be remiss if I didn't mention their product announcement from last week. And I'm not going to go into it, right, because that's sort of a different niche. However, I do use their products. I mentioned earlier that I have the Hyperdeck, and I have it down below my desk right now because that is one noisy sucker. I'm actually thinking about doing the Noctua fan upgrade because I've seen videos where guys have done that and it's super, super quiet after that upgrade. However, it does involve cutting and splicing some wires to make the adapter fit onto the board, so it will void the warranty. The unit is brand new, but it's one of those things where I want to keep near me in my studio. It's not something that I'm going to rack 30 feet away. So I may just bite the bullet and do the fan upgrade regardless of the warranty situation. But so I have that down below. I have the ATEM Extreme here in front of me. And so like I said, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention Blackmagic's announcement. And if you use any of their products, you're probably already aware of it. But they came out with a new web presenter in 4K, so it allows you to stream now in 4K, which is pretty cool. They came out with 4 new Hyperdecks and 2 new studio cameras. And I can tell you with the Hyperdecks, they've added some nice features. Again, not to go into full detail, but they've added a speaker, they've added a headphone out, they've added the ability to record to an SSD external drive, they've added time coding for synchronizing and stacking drives. So they've done a bunch of really nice stuff. And I'm happy with the unit I got. This is the pre-upgrade unit, and it's doing everything I wanted to do. Especially, I was looking forward to doing kind of like motion graphics when I needed a key channel. And the newest unit that they came out with, they dropped the price $200 down to $495, but it doesn't have the fill and the key out. It just has the fill out. So anyway, like I said, I'm happy with my unit, and I'm probably not even going to scratch the surface of what this unit can do. But like I said, I just would be remiss if I didn't mention it. And as far as the 4K cameras go, you probably are going to see some talk and coverage on Joe's channel over at Controlling Tech at some point in the next couple of weeks. And that's all I want to say about that. So, okay. Let's take a look back at the comments real quick. Unky Joe says, they gave me an office here, so I need to move my computer. And yes, this is that client that do have Spectrum right now. That's right. I do remember that from your videos. I do enjoy those videos, Unky Joe. I really do. So looking forward to the next day in the life. Uh-oh. Not cool. All right, so when you do your next live stream, we're just going to have to all contribute super chats so that you can get that compressor replaced, Unky. Oh, no, Unky Joe. Hope you're okay, buddy. I know you and Willie had quite the chat going on last night, so I don't know when this little incident occurred, but in any event, be careful and stay safe out walking down those stairs. Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're okay. Okie dokie. Let's see, how we doing? We have 15 people here and 12 likes. Not bad. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I normally don't schedule my streams. This time I did. I tried to get this stream out to you guys like last Friday, and it would have been one of those unscheduled impromptu things. I just couldn't get in here. I couldn't get access to this room. Long story, but anyway, I came, I started to set up, and then something happened and I had to leave abruptly. So anyway, I did do that little follow-up live stream from the car driving, and then I did say I would schedule it this time. So I figured, let me try it. Let me see what happens if you schedule it. Let me see if I get any more viewers. And it seems to be working, considering it is 1:15 Eastern Standard Time in the middle of the afternoon. So anyway, I want to talk about a DS920 upgrade that I did yesterday on my production NAS. Just briefly, I just want to share with you a couple of things I learned about it. Then I just want to show you an update on the house, how that's coming along, because we are about 2 months out from closing, I think, give or take. And then we're going to get to the Synology RAM update. In fact, before I do anything else, I want to create a poll real quick. And I've never done this before, so if I screw this up, okay, well, you know me. All right, here we go. I'm going to create a poll, and I'm going to ask the question, do you think the unsupported RAM upgrade will be successful? And we're going to have 3 options to choose from. We're going to go yes, no, because it's either yes or no. And the third option is going to be maybe, not sure. Okay, so answer that with your honest opinion on, do you think it's the actual NAS, the DS920 Plus, is going to boot up after I install the RAM or not? And then we'll get through the stream, we'll get through that upgrade process, and then we'll share the results of the poll at the end after the fact. And we'll see, you know, how the results of the upgrade compared to the results of the poll. So let me go ahead and post this. There we go. Hopefully you guys will see that. All right, let me pop this back out. Just bear with me. Just got to get it back on the correct monitor to do those on-screen comments. So, all right, let's see. Where did we leave off on the comments? Okay. So Unky Joe says the compressor is under warranty, but the labor is not. Okay, well, that's a good thing. The bulk of it is probably covered by warranty for you then, the larger amount. I would think that would be more expensive than the labor, but who knows these days. Oh no, I just saw this, Unky Joe. Part is $200 with $500 of labor. Wow. Oh wow. I thought it would be the other way around. Obviously, by the comments I just made. Thanks, excuse me. So Unky Joe says, thanks for scheduling. It helps with planning my day. I actually get a notification because of the scheduling. Yep. I get it, Bob. I've always just been very random with it because, and you've heard me say this how many times, I don't like to just come on and do a live stream for the sake of doing a live stream, unless I feel like I have something worthwhile, or at least I think is worthwhile sharing. So I wait a couple of weeks, let things build up a little bit until I feel like I have enough topics, and then we go live. So anyway, Keith says, I use the schedule to remind me too. Bob says, close, part 400, 300 and no repair till November. If they had sent out a tech to do the software, actually, Unky Joe says this, updated, it would have prevented this. Ah. Hello, Hugh, and thank you. How long have I been in the business? I have been, and welcome, I'm glad you're here. I've been in IT probably since the early 90s in a public education setting. I did level 1 support for a school district that had 4 buildings, and then level 2, and then finally worked my way up towards the end of my career, just being the IT supervisor and overseeing the network admin and the techs and things like that. So I've had a long time in the business, but you know, things change so rapidly. So the things I'm doing now are so much different. And I just do basically residential stuff now. I'm retired, and this is kind of a hobby / passion for me. So it's a part-time business that I'm running now with Quik Tech. But yeah, I've been in IT since the early 90s, give or take. Unky Joe says AT&T just called. They are on the way. Well, at least they gave you a heads up. That's cool. Bob Carpenter says, YouTube randomly tells me about Willie's stream. For example, 99.9% of the time I get the after recording notice. It's like 80% likely I'll get the actual notification. Yeah. And that's that. Okay. Real quick, I did the upgrade to my DS920 plus 2 yesterday to DSM7. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I did the video on the upgrade to DSM7 on the DS920 plus, but that was a clean virgin NAS at the time. There was really nothing to back up. I had pretty much taken it out of the box the week before, set it up, and then ran the upgrade to DSM7, and everything went well. As far as the DS920 plus 2, I've had that NAS now for several years, probably 3 or 4 years at least. And it's been doing a lot for me. It's my Pi-hole server, it's my DNS server, I have Docker containers running on there, RTMP server containers, and what else does it do for me? It's running Synology Drive and Office and et cetera, and et cetera. It's my OpenVPN server. So, you know, for a little guy, it's been doing a lot and doing it well. So I decided yesterday to run the update. And I will say, it went very well. I was a little bit more concerned this time around because, again, the other NAS had nothing on it. This was doing everything for me. So in the end, I just wanted to share with you that it took about 20 minutes as opposed to about 5 minutes, and that when I updated the DS920, and that makes sense because there were a lot more packages to update on the DS920 plus 2. It went well. It did have a problem with Apache server. It did break Flex, and it did break Zero Tier. Now, going into this, I knew it was going to break Flex, but break Plex, but I always back up my movies and my music anyway, so I wasn't too concerned about it. Here's what it offered after the upgrade completed. It offered a repair on Apache. It offered a repair on Plex. And now, mind you, the Plex that I had installed originally on this unit, I didn't do it through the package center. I did a manual install of Plex. So anyway, I figured that would be messed up, and it was, and it offered the repair on Plex as well. However, there was no repair for Zero Tier, and Zero Tier was beta anyway, so it was just something I was dabbling with and playing around with, got it to work on that NAS, but to me, it's no great loss that it's not working now in DSM7. However, I hit the repair button on Apache server, repaired it literally in no time. As far as the Plex, I wasn't sure how the repair was going to work because, like I said, it was a manual install, not an install that came from the package center originally. And it actually removed the version that, when I hit repair, it removed the version that I had installed manually and installed the latest from the package center. And then the only thing I had to do was allow permissions to the internal user Plex media server and give that user permissions to the existing Plex folder. That was it. After that, signed in, went on to my TVs, pulled down a couple of movies, watched them, and yeah, it worked like a charm. So anyway, and everything else worked. VPN server worked, Pi-hole still working. Everything in the upgrade went super well. Even the two-factor authentication and the YubiKey, everything worked like a charm. So anyway, DS216+2 upgrade to DSM7. Aside from Apache server and Plex and zero tier, it was pretty much smooth sailing. All right, let's go back real quick to the comments and see what's happening. All right, so Bob was saying 99% of the time. Read that one earlier. Unky Joe says, keep in mind, if you go past the recommended RAM in Synology, it can cause data corruption. I have not seen this personally, but I have heard the claims. Yes, I have heard that too as well, Unky, but this DS920 is going to be my lab test unit, so I'm not going to keep stuff on there. Like, it's not going to be a production situation for me. But yes, I have heard that. And again, that lends to what I said earlier about if it's an unsupported config, good luck, you know, calling Synology for help. You're on your own. So, and Unky says, I mean, if they say the max is 16 gig and you take it to 32, that can cause an issue. The max on this guy is 8, and I'm going to take it up to 20. And I've seen it done. Actually, the guy from NAS Compares, that YouTube channel, I can't think of his name. He did it. Now, he did it in DSM-6. I'm going to try it in DSM-7. And I will share with you this. Well, let me just, let me say this. I did try it once, but not with the same chip that I'm going to use today. So I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just finish on the comments here. So Ken, hello Ken, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. How much gig did you get for the Synology? So it comes with a base. It came with a base of 4, and I'm going to add a 16 gig chip. So in the end, we'll hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a total of 20. And guys, don't forget, if you haven't answered the poll that I put in the chat of whether or not you think it's going to be successful or not, please go ahead and answer the poll. Yep, that's correct, Bob. 8 gig is the supported. Okay. So that's that. Switching gears a little bit. Just want to talk briefly about my house, how it's coming along, show you an updated video. In fact, let me get the comments off the screen. Let me come over and cue that up real quick. Okay, so if you've been following my channel for a while and my live streams the last couple of months, probably starting in February, I've kind of taken you guys along on the ride, and I showed you pictures of the land before the trees were removed. I showed you pictures of the property after the land was cleared. I showed you the foundation. I showed you the basic framing. Went through the basic floor plan, kind of gave you an idea of I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that here, this here, that here. Well, here we are about 6 weeks later since that last update, and you're going to see a big difference in the house. Now, I just want to, for those of you who haven't been here before, I just want you to know, so the house is going to be set for whole house Wi-Fi, obviously. I'm going to be using Grandstream, not Ubiquiti. I will stay with the Ubiquiti switches and the EdgeRouter 6P, which I currently have. So, but I am switching the access points from Ubiquiti to Grandstream. Now that said, we're also going to we're also setting the house up for streaming And we're going to put an over-the-air antenna in the attic, a Tableau over-the-air DVR in the rack that's going to stream the antenna signal out to all the TVs in the house. Also, I pre-wired the house for, and Joe Trelli gave me this idea 2 months ago. I pre-wired the house for a 4x4 matrix video distribution system. Now, whether or not I do that initially or not, I don't know, but at least I'm set up for it, looking forward to the future. And I also took into consideration the fact that in my previous house, I had a complete whole home Bose music system, like a Sonos system, whole house wireless, and I wanted music on the front porch and on the back porch, so we ran wiring for hardwired speakers in the front porch and the back deck area that we're going to integrate in that Bose SoundTouch system using the Bose SA5 amplifiers. So I know most of you know that, but if you're here for the first time and you're looking at this upcoming clip that I'm going to roll, you're going to be like, well, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? I also did, after our last conversation in the last stream, did add a couple of cameras in the backyard. And again, those of you who are here for the first time, I just want to mention that, you know, my wife didn't want any cameras, right? So the fact that I got 2 in the backyard, I'm happy with, and it backs up to a golf course, the property. You'll see that in the video. So that's kind of, to me, the most important area is overlooking on the backyard. And in the front, we're just going to have a video doorbell. We had that in the other house. The wife likes it. She's happy with the Ring interface. It's easy. So I just want to keep it simple. So we do have some surveillance, because that was a question in the last live stream. Well, how come you didn't mention wiring for any cameras? So we did. So anyway, that said, hopefully this works. Let me make sure there's audio. So I hope you enjoy this. It's not too long. It is, yeah, it's a short video. So anyway, enjoy it, and then we'll get to the Synology upgrade. So if you've been following my live streams, you'll notice the house has come a long way since the last live stream. It's all bricked. It's been sheetrocked. The windows are in. And I checked it yesterday, and the front door is in as well. Now, up in the porch area, we did run cabling for outdoor speakers, and you can see it here. We just tacked it up so that we can access it later easily. We're just going to put in-ceiling speakers. I ordered the Polk Audio RC80i. They're indoor-outdoor speakers, and they're good for humid places, so they'll be just fine. Making our way into the house, I put 6 drops behind the main TV area, which you'll see here. I'd rather do that than use a switch. I also put in a chase for other types of low voltage cabling, such as HDMI cables, and you can see it there. As we go into the office, we put 2 Cat 6 drops in the corner here. So we're going to put a desk in this area. And then the main floor access point is located right here. Let's make our way now into the master bedroom. In this box here, we have 2 Cat 6 and a coax. And then we also ran another line for an access point. Now you'll see when the video zooms in that the drywallers nicked that cable pretty badly. But I always run extra, leave it looped in the ceiling, so I could just pull it down and cut away the damaged spot. Let's make our way out into the lanai area. You can see here we have 2 Cat 6 and a coax. Now these boxes will be recessed into the brick. Outdoors, I did put a cable here for 1 Reolink camera, and I added some extra wood for mounting purposes. Here's 1 speaker cable for outdoor music. The other one is on the other side. You can see it looped up right there. And I'm going to order the Polk Atrium 5 outdoor speakers. I had them in my other house, and they work wonderfully. And then here's another cable and another framing for the second Reolink bullet cam. As we enter into the guest bedroom, again, we have 2 Cat 6 and a coax in that box there. Making our way into the garage. Over near the electrical panel to the left, I have 2 Cat 6 cables. I could use that either for another access point if needed, or even an energy monitoring system if I decide to go that route down the road. Let's make our way up into the bonus room. Now this is going to be my studio, and I have 4 Cat 6 right there. I'm going to put a work area table here. Up near where the main studio gear will be located are another 4 Cat 6 drops. And on this side, I think it's going to be a seating area. I have 2 Cat 6 drops here. And then we have another drop here in the ceiling for the second floor access point. The rack is going to be right to the right side of that structured wiring cabinet. You can see I inlaid 3/4 inch plywood behind the sheetrock. As you can see, I have all the cabling hung temporarily. Once I hang the rack in the closet area, we'll just bring them through. Okay, so anyway, that was my little short tour of what I've done so far. So I see in the comments a lot of people saying, beautiful home, very nice layout, nice house. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We moved from New Jersey 9 years ago, and we had never built a house prior to moving to North Carolina. And the one we built 9 years ago, we thought was going to be our forever home. And then for whatever reason, well, I know why. Those of you who follow me know my wife had battled some illness in the last year and a half or so. But in any event, after her recovery, she asked me if we wanted to sell the house this past October and build a new one in the community over from where we were. First, I was like, seriously? We just got the house to be like where we wanted it to be. But in any event, I looked at her and I didn't say anything, and I thought of everything that she had been through in the last year and a half, and I was like, you know what? Happy to have you here. You're healthy. If that's what you want to do, then that's what we'll do. So that's what started us along the path to where we are today. And hopefully in 2 months from now, we will be closed on that house and close to settling in. So any event, let's see. Let's go back to the comments. So Keith O'Shea says, cheers. I'm assuming that's in reference to the response to the Edge Router 6P. Ashley says, beautiful home, Tony. Thank you, Ashley. Hopefully, if you guys do make that trip down, and I hope you do, you'll get to see it. We won't be in it, but you'll at least get to see a very close to finished product. Thanks, Unky Joe. Yeah, it's a nice layout. We really do like it. Just hold on. I just have to mute that. There we go. I had to mute the headphones again. Okay, where were we? Let's see. Michael Berg says, nice house. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Same thing, Bob. Very nice. Thank you. And Bob, the 2 Cat 6 or the 2 drops in the garage, thank you. That was your idea or your suggestion from one of the recent live streams. So I did do that. I did want to get it a little closer to that electrical panel, like not one bay over, but in the bay adjacent. But the way the electricians ran some of the wiring, there were just too many cables going down that bay, and I just didn't want to run the data lines in that same bay. There were way too many, so I bumped it over one behind the stud. So any event, but thank you, Bob. That was your suggestion. See, we do listen to you. Thank you, Unky Joe. Yeah, it's big, and I think the biggest advantage I'm looking to now is being able to move around my workflow easily like right now, this studio that I'm in, like right in front of me. In fact, I can show you. Hold on. Let me just kill the comments for a second and get this working. Okay. Bear with me. I'm just bringing up Filmic Pro on my wireless phone so I could just show you what's in front of me, what I'm seeing. Okay. Let me just switch over to there. Okay. So what's in front of me is a wall and with a blanket. There's not much. I mean, just behind, you can see just behind the computer screens and monitors. Same thing over here. And there's not enough room for me to get around it. So I just I'm just thrilled to be able to know I can get up, walk around, fix a cable. Now, if I try to get up and mess with a cable, I'm either crawling underneath on my belly or trying to squeeze behind, and I'm knocking something over in the mix. So I'm just happy to have the space because I won't be set up against the wall like I am in here. And I'm hoping to get as much as I can off the ground as far as the lighting and stuff like that. I was looking at Manfrotto's auto pole, I believe, and it just mounts up high, and then I could put brackets and put the lights up and things like that, and put a light from behind, like a hair light, which I currently don't have in this studio. I just have a little accent lighting going on behind me. But I'm not really quite sure until I get in there and I get my stuff in there. I'm not really quite sure what the final product is going to look like. But as you know, I've been taking you guys along for the ride, so I will share with you when that time comes. Okay, let's see what else we got going on in here. And then we're going to get over to the actual main topic of the day. Thank you, Ferris. I appreciate that. Awesome sauce. I'd love to have a studio that size. Maybe one day I will. Yep, Jeremy, you will. You just keep plugging, buddy. I love it. I love your content. I'm happy that you're here with me today. So yeah, absolutely. One step at a time. I mean, I've been doing this now I actually technically started the channel in September of 2016. Really did not post the video until January of 2017. So where are we? We're in August of 21, right? So four and a half years. And so everything takes time. So, yeah, and I'm just fortunate too that we did that. And my wife said, hey, let's move. So I was like, all right, we gotta pick a floor plan where I could have a little bit more space to do what I do upstairs, because not only is it for the YouTube studio, but it's also, I'm going to have a space in the back for the business side of things, so I can just lay out switches and access points and, you know, do configurations without, you know, taking up space in the regular house. So anyway, yeah, that's what's happening. So that being said, let us switch to, there are no more comments to refer to. So let's do this. Let's switch camera angles for a second. Hold on. We're going to go here and we're going to go here. And I'm going to turn a light on a little bit. Okay. So I have it unplugged. I still have the Ethernet cable in the back, but okay, so hopefully you guys can see up in the little corner, there's the top of it, and I'm angling it towards this camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to pull out the drive bays, the drives. 2 of them are empty, 2 of them are filled with drives. These 2 are empty. So we're going to put that here, put them over here. Now I'm going to pop out the drives and make sure I put them out and place them so that I put them back in the same order. Okay. That's that. Let's lay this down now like this. And now I'm going to switch camera angles for a second. I'm going to go back to that Filmic Pro camera. Hold on, because I want you to get a better shot of the inside of the NAS. So right there is the 4 gig card slot. Let me see if I can get it up in the light. There we go. Right there is the 4 gig card slot. Well, the second slot, the 4 gig is in there as well. We're going to add 16 gig chip. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a little hard for me to hold this camera and get that chip in there, but I do want to come back to camera 1 for a second. And I want to share something with you. So let's go back to Super Source and let's go to this view here. Let's go to that view there and let me bring up, that's what I want. Okay, let's switch to that view there. Okay, so I did try this once already with this RAM chip from Crucial. Now I've had good luck with the Crucial products as far as RAM is concerned. In fact, I used Crucial when I did the update on the DS920 16+2 1 or 2 years ago, whenever that was. And boy, let me tell you, this NAS is so much easier. It's just basically slide the chip in, seat it properly, push it down, lock it into place. That DS920 16+2, I literally pretty much had to disassemble the entire NAS to get to changing the RAM out. But anyway, I tried this chip, and I'm going to be honest with you, it did not work. I did this offline. 16 gig, DDR4, 2666 megahertz, right? That's the specification for this NAS. Put it all back together, fired it up. The NAS would not boot. So I returned it, and I bought this one here from Kingston. Now, this is the chip supposedly that the dude from NAS Compares used, and he got it to boot up and working, and it showed in the control panel that yes, in fact, indeed, it was showing 20 gig of RAM. So again, he did it on DSM-6. I'm going to try this with DSM-7 and see what happens. So that being said, let's switch back to here. Let me just bring up the comments real quick again. Not on the screen, but just ready to go on the screen. Okay, so we're going to take this chip right here, the one I showed you, the Kingston module. And I apologize if you can't perfectly see, but there's just no way I can hold that camera with one hand and do this with another. So you're gonna have to just trust me on this one. In fact, I need my glasses. I can't see. There we go, that's much better. There we go, and in. And now let me just switch back to the other camera. I'll show you that it's in. Let me just switch over. Come on, connect. Oops, sorry. Hold on, bear with me. No, there we go. And connect, come on. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. And there we go. So now we do have the new Kingston chip slotted in there. So what we're going to do now is put the NAS back together. Put my glasses away. We're going to put drive 1 in. Like that. Put in drive 2. Like so, and then we'll just put the 2 other bays in. Okay, I'm going to grab the power cord. Okay, and this is kind of the moment we've all been waiting for. So let's see what happens. Sorry, just got a ping from Willie Howe, and I thought maybe he was telling me, don't do it, you're going to blow up the NAS, but that's not, I don't know what he's sending. I'll check it later. Here we go. We are plugged in. Okay, let's get this fired up here. Press the button for you guys. Fan's kicking in. I hope. I hear something going on. We're waiting patiently. In the meantime, let's go over to the comments. And hopefully we'll get a beep and a solid blue light. Let's see what we got going on in the comments here. So, bring me up. Let's bring this up and see where we're at. Okay. Bob Carpenter says, consider the first house a dry run on exactly what you want in your dream house. Yes. And guys, whether this works or not work, I'm okay with it. I knew it was either going to be successful or a fail. So that's why I just wanted to do it live and take you all along for the ride. Yes, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. Unky Joe says, I'm getting ready to reorg my studio. It is 13 by 22, but hopelessly cluttered. Yeah, that's a nice size, Unky Joe. And I do want to comment, well, we have a solid blue light on the front of the NAS. We haven't gotten the beep yet, but the solid blue light's a good sign. I never got that with the Crucial memory. Unky Joe, your studio is awesome. And in fact, what you've done with the cameras, I think, is it Blue Iris you're using? Hey, I don't know if you heard that. We got the beep. We got the beep. Yes. Those cameras are awesome. I mean, the picture quality, considering, I think I'm not sure how you're doing it. I know Joe helped you, but somehow you're doing it through OBS and then blah, blah, blah. The quality on some of those cams are really fine, is really fine. And yes, wife is doing well now. She had a minor surgery in February, a follow-up to the big surgery. In fact, the big surgery was last year, August 14th. So we're coming up on a year. And she had a minor surgery follow-up in February, and then another minor follow-up surgery this past June. But all is well. Thank you, everybody. Would love you guys to see it, Ashley. I hope you do come down. Let me know if you make the arrangements we talked about. Yes, Unky Joe, whole house surge protector. I am not sure. In this area, we could get that from the utility company. I'm looking into that now. Otherwise, I'll have the guy, one of the guys who works with me on some of the bigger jobs, he's an electrician. I'll just have him do it, after the fact. So, but one way or another, yes. In fact, thank you for mentioning that, Unky, because what I did up in that studio, I wanted to mention this earlier, after that little clip was done. I did put in, obviously you saw I put in multiple drops in that studio. I did put in a floor outlet, or I'm putting in a floor outlet underneath where the main studio area is going to be on one separate electrical circuit, and that's going to be just for all the either audio or all the video gear. And then there's going to be a separate circuit on the wall, another dedicated circuit for just the audio or video gear. So if I do the audio on the floor, all the video gear will go to the other dedicated circuit, separate from the normal light switch and traditional outlet circuit that's going to be up in that room. And then in the closet where the rack's going to be, there's going to be a dedicated circuit for that as well. So up there, there'll be 4 circuits, one for the rack dedicated, one for the video equipment, one for the audio equipment, and then just the regular circuit that you would have gotten with the house. This way I'll hopefully eliminate as much as I can of the noise in the audio line. So, because I was having some problems with that in the old house. So anyway, let's see. Junior Love, need some update videos on the Edge router VPN firewall rules. Yes, coming. I have a whole list of YouTube content ideas on my phone. Every time I get an idea, I write it down, and yeah, it's that along with a bunch of other stuff is coming. Thank you for joining us, by the way. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the stream, so thank you for being here. Keith Bennett. Hey, Keith. Life's Journey Productions is here in the house. Keith, my ATEM is sitting on, you guys are gonna hate me, but again, this is a temporary studio, so please no judging. Let me show you, Keith, what I have here. Again, we got to go back to that handheld camera. It just takes a second to connect. I don't leave it connected all the time. So we got that, we got that. We got to launch Filmic Pro, and then we're just going to switch over to the ATEM. Now, don't mind the mess of wires right here. Temporary studio. So these are 3D printed stands, Keith, that I have the ATEM sitting on right now. There's another set that are a little higher that would angle the ATEM up a little bit, but these do perfect for what I need, just to get a little bit more air underneath. It's just not sitting flush on the desk. By the way, everyone, earlier in the stream, I mentioned, I said I would be remiss not to talk about the Blackmagic update briefly. And again, I said this channel is not so much a live streaming broadcast focus, other than more like networking and technology and computers and stuff like that. But in any event, if you want to see more, learn more about that Blackmagic announcement, you can go to their website and look at their announcement video. But there are a couple of guys I want you to check out. Keith Bennett with Life's Journey Productions is one of them. Keith just did a whole series on the HyperDeck setup. It was a 6-video series. It helped me out tremendously getting going. So, and now of course they came out with 4 new HyperDecks. But the day it came out, Keith did a live stream, just like a follow-up summary live stream, and he did a fantastic job. He did a recent live stream this past Tuesday. I wasn't there live, but I did catch it after the fact. So if you want to learn and take a deep dive into the HyperDecks, go check out Keith Bennett, Life's Journey Production. Fantastic stuff. Also, if you want to learn more about just the A10 Mini, the studio cameras, the web presenter, all the Blackmagic products, if you use them, check out Aaron Parecki, check out Doug Johnson Productions, check out John Barker Here to Record. They all do fantastic stuff. I follow all of their channels, and that's between them and Joe Trelli at Controlling Tech, who's been a great help to me and a good friend. Got me going into all of this stuff here. So yeah, thank you, Keith, for asking the question, because I did want to give a shout out to you and all of those folks as well that really focused in, and Petro from Tech Condo as well, another great channel. If you're into Blackmagic stuff, those are the guys to check out. Okay, let's take a look. Unky Joe says, gotta run. My AT&T installer is here. Thanks for the kudos. You got it, man. Practical IT with Jeremy Leak. I'm glad to hear about the in-floor electrical. That was one thing I was thinking I would add that would add flexibility to that room. Yes. And again, some more tech channels, like more towards networking and routing and stuff and switching. Willie Howe, which I'm sure you guys all know. Cajoling Technologies. Unky Joe's Playhouse. Cajoling Tech does a live stream every Thursday night. Well, he tries to. There might be one tonight. I'm not sure. Unky Joe does a live stream usually every Saturday. And Willie Howe does a live stream every Saturday morning. So check them out. Then there's also Jeremy, Practical IT with Jeremy Link, the Linux man. He does live streams on Thursday evenings and on Sunday mornings. So anyway, some great YouTubers to check out. And hopefully, I'm not sure, but we're going to do a collaboration. I'm not going to tell you what the video is going to be about, but myself, Jeremy, Willie, Joe from Cajoling, and possibly Unky Joe, we're not sure. He's not giving me a straight answer yet. We're going to do a collab video that we're going to air on all of our channels coming sometime in the future. So keep an eye out for that if it does happen. Okay. Thanks, Keith. I appreciate it. Loving your new journey, Life's Journey Productions. Got it? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. Don't have a 3D printer. That is cool. Yeah, I mean, I could order Aaron's stand, but right now, the way my setup is to have the ATEM angled up on that angle like that, it would be in front of my lower monitor. So, but there is another guy on Thingiverse, I think it's called, thingiverse.com. There's a bunch of plans for 3D printing stuff, and there's another guy who posted another set of brackets that'll raise it a little bit, not as severe as the stand that Aaron has, but it'll be just a little bit more angled than this one. Then I think it would work, but it takes time. It takes time to print these out. So, Keith Bennett, Aaron Parecki, as well as John Barker here to record. Yes. Off for another Teams meeting. Thanks for the lunch break. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Okay, so let me bring up my computer screen now. For those of you who are still here, we have 14 here right now, which is pretty good. Okay, so let me bring up, and let's go into the NAS, and let's log in and see what we have. I need to bring you over to that too, right? So it would help. There we go. And let's switch. There we go. Okay. So let's log into the NAS and see if it recognizes the additional 16 gig for a total of 20. Okay, we're going to say advanced, sign in. I don't have two-factor set up on this one yet. I'm debating whether or not I want to play around with the single sign-on passwordless sign-in feature of DS920 or not. I'm not 100% thrilled that it's tied to a domain name. So in any event, I may just do traditional two-factor with the YubiKey on this like I have on the DS216 plus 2. Okay, so we're logged in. That was pretty quick. DSM-7 is quick in general. So let's see. Let's go over to Info Center. And right here. Total. You probably can't see that. Let me see if I can zoom in. But it says total physical memory, 20 gig. Oop, I'm going smaller. The other way, Tony. Let's see. I don't know, guys, if you can see that, but trust me, it's there. There. Okay, so it appears to have worked. Now, time will tell. I'll see how the performance is. I'll see if there's any awkward type things occurring. But as of right now, the physical installation, as you saw, was super simple. And now we have a total physical memory count of 20 gigabyte. Now, there is a program called Synology Assistant that I could run to test the memory, but that takes hours. I did it on the DS216 plus 2 recently, and that's maxed out at 8, and that took like 13 hours to complete and process. So it's not something I could do here in the live stream, but at least you saw it done live. So the crucial memory, oops, I'm showing you. There we go. The crucial memory obviously did not work. I couldn't even boot the NAS, but the Kingston memory did. So what I'll do is just drop a link up to this down in the video description after the live stream has been posted. So now what I want to do is we're going to start bringing this to a close. We've been going for an hour and 5 minutes already. I want to restore the chat. I want to end the poll. Where's that poll? I can't get to it. There we go. Okay, so do you think the supported RAM upgrade will be, the unsupported RAM upgrade will be successful. So we saw that it is successful. Let's see what you guys thought in the poll. Let me end the poll and see if it posts the results. There we go. In the comments, you should be able to see it. 68% of you said yes, 22% of you said not sure, and 9% of you said no. So interesting. And there were only 22 votes, but that's pretty good. That means we had 22 people here at one point in the stream. So, hey, Unky Joe's back. Let me pop this out again and bring it back to the other screen. Oops. And let me see, I wonder if I can bring that up as a comment. I don't think so. No. Okay. Well, Unky Joe, you missed it. We signed in. The NAS did see the 20 gig. Again, I didn't do any further testing on it other than to just show it in the info center on the actual Synology, but we'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks. I just ended the poll. 68% of you said yes, you believe it will be successful. 22 said maybe not sure. And I have to be honest with you, I was in that, I didn't vote, but I was in that maybe not sure. Even though I saw the dude from NAS Compares do it successfully, the fact that I also tried the Crucial chip and it didn't work, I wasn't 100% sure that it would work. So I was in that maybe not sure category, and 9% of you said no. Let's see. Keith Bennett, 68 yes, 22% maybe. Okay, so Keith's just posting the results. So in any event, that's all I have for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and sorry about the blip in the beginning when I was supposed to be rolling the pre-roll, and there I was doing things on screen, not realizing I was on screen. But in any event, it happens. There are so many things to keep in mind when you're going live. And again, I don't do this often. Like if I did it probably weekly, I would probably become a little bit more fluent with the prep stuff, like prepping just prior to going live. So after that little episode with when I told you Joe helped me with turning on the mic on input 6 that the HyperDeck is pumped into, which is why I wasn't getting audio. Instead of looking at the obvious, I went to a little step up, higher level of troubleshooting. I had decided at that point to put together a live stream pre-show checklist. And I got 16 items on that list. Now, it's obviously customized to the workflow that I have here. But I mean, there's just so many things to remember. And those of you that do live streams, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure this is muted, turn this on, turn that off, load this view, hit this button, get this rolling, turn on the HyperDeck, make sure it's synced to the ATEM software, all of the above. Integrating the MixEffect Pro. By the way, MixEffect Pro, I love it. I know, Adam Tal, you're probably not here because I don't think you follow my channel, but I use your software and it's absolutely fantastic. So guys, if you do use Blackmagic products and you're looking for a great app that will allow you to control the ATEM switcher, it's kind of like a rework of the ATEM software, you got to check out MixEffect Pro, Adam Tal's channel. So let's see. Anyway, so that's that. Let me just see if there are any final comments. Bob says, half the drop. We'll finish later. Thanks for the stream. Bob, thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. Thanks, Unky Joe. Appreciate you being here. Toolkit. Sing. Thank you for your grand stream GWN access point troubleshooting and installing. Helped me out a lot as I just got GWN 7630 and 4 GWN 7615s. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. See? if you can help at least one person in the world, you know, you've done a good thing. Thank you, Polkit. I appreciate that, and thank you for being here. I don't think you've been on the stream prior to this, prior to today, so thank you for joining. Keith Bennett, thank you. We'll go back and watch again what I missed. Love it. Go MixEffect. Keith, thank you for being here. Ooh, thank you, Keith, for the Super Chat donation for your hyperdeck. Keith, I don't know if I'm going to be getting the new one. As you know, I just got the older model, the Hyperdeck Studio Mini. So, and it does everything I wanted to do, but we'll see. I do like toys, so, but thank you so much for the Super Chat. And folks, if you feel so inclined to support the channel, it is appreciated. You don't have to. I do have PayPal links and a Patreon page if you want to help keep this kind of content going. We do weekly videos. In fact, this Saturday's video is going to be the video tour of the house that I showed you, but just with a little bit more detail before and after. So, and then I got, like I said, that whole list of YouTube videos coming. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to do next. So in any event, I am watching you from around the world in India. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. What time is it over there? Practical IT with Jeremy Lee. Great stream. My afternoon project is going to be factory resetting my Synology DS920 SE so I can load DSM7. Awesome, Jeremy. I hope it goes well. It shouldn't have a problem. Just check the compatibility list and make sure it's a supported model. Go to Synology's website. Take care, Keith. Thumbs up to you. Thank you for being here. Midnight. Wow. Okay, 2300. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't understand why anybody would want to stay up to see me, but but you know, it's me. Like I said earlier in the stream, I am who I am. What you see is what you get. Just want to be Tony. All right, everybody. On that note, I want to thank you all for being here. Keep watching the channel. Spread the word about the channel. I'll put links to all of the content creators that I mentioned, the networking guys, as well as the live streaming broadcast guys, in this video's description after it posts on YouTube. That being said, stay safe, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.